Hello and welcome to Kudos International Latte Show. And I am your host, Dr. Supriya Kumaravelan, and I welcome all the global spectators and audience who are watching this show live or who will be watching this video later on. Welcome all. And today's show, I can give the guarantee is going to be super awesome because we are having a great personality over here. Do you want to know who is that personality? Then check it out this. He is the personality which I was talking about. Welcome, Dr. Stan Harris, Dr. Breakthrough. Welcome to the show.
Hey, it's a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure to be on the phone with you, Dr. Supriya. I love the name and I love your energy. Matter of fact, when you were talking about the special personality, I thought you was talking about yourself.
This is incredible. And as I said, Dr. Stan, this show is going to be super amazing and super charging because you are going to inspire millions and transform zillions. So without any delay, without any pause, let's start this Kudos International Latte Show coffee. And with my dear guest, honorable guest, my first question, which I will not say a question, Dr. Stan, I am seeing you on social media, especially Facebook, and I was shocked, inspired, mesmerized by seeing your great work. You're a coach, you're a mentor, you're doing so many shows. So, with this motto, I would love to know, along with my global audience, what exactly is Dr. Stan's life journey?
Well, in a nutshell, I aspire to inspire breakthroughs even after I've expired. And so I like to tell people my motto in life and my goal, what I do is I ignite or reignite a passionate people for life, for love, for the Lord, and for business. Matter of fact, I got a quick illustration because what I do is I tell people what you hear, you tend to forget. What you see, you tend to remember. What you experience, you never forget. And so I always create an experience for my audience. Let me demonstrate something, basically what I do and actually what you and your show does. And that is, you can barely see here, but I've got some water, right? And this is a picture of life. This is me. This is, let's say this, and this is someone else, right? And so we were made to give light, to shine. But what happens is because of hard times, because the life hits us, and because I always tell my children, life's not fair, but God is. And what happens is our flame gets put out. And we go through hard times and trials and tribulations, and we feel like we're about to drown. And now all of a sudden, we try to get that spark, and nothing happens. And we like, man, I can't, nothing happens. And here's what happens. People like you and I, and like this show, we come along and we just say, let me give you some of mine. Come on, somebody. So when you're like, and they're like, yeah, but look, I still can't. That's okay. We'll be back, because what happens is, boom, every single time. And the beautiful thing about it is if my fire goes out, boom, you see what I'm saying? So we get to encourage each other. So again, this is a picture of people in life. It's a picture of what I do. And so again, I've committed my life to igniting and reigniting a passionate people for life, love, Lord, and the business. You're muted.
Oh, Dr. Stan, as I said, I was mesmerized on listening to you, and I didn't notice whether I'm muted or not muted. But I will say only one thing. The way you have showcased your life journey with such a good demo right now in the lighter, with the fire, and you were explaining, I was just perplexed. Oh my gosh, what Dr. Stan is trying to demonstrate. And then I came to know, wow, he's a coach too. And he just explained his life journey in such a wonderful, lucid manner that I really, really appreciate you, Dr. Stan. And trust me, you are with your first question, with your first answer, you have inspired millions. And as I said, life is a continuous journey which is full of hurdles, roller coaster rides, the ups and downs in your life. And the way you just take it, perceive it, and move on in your life, that's called your inspiring life journey. So big
Yes.
hats up to you. Great one.
Well, thank you, and just know, like everybody out there, but I've been blessed enough to be a blessing. I've been inspired enough to be an inspiration. I've been taught enough to be a teacher. I've been motivated enough to be a motivator, and so I just want to pay back. I'm like a debtor. Like people poured into me and blessed me, and now I've committed my life to blessing others. So my main message is simple. I was a nobody that God and I made into a somebody, and now I'm committed to telling everybody he can do the same, even better for anybody.
Oh, this is awesome and wonderful lines. And I'm sure these lines will always ignite that passion whenever anybody will droop down in their life or will get upset. Whenever they will hear these motivating lines from Dr. Stan, they will automatically stop and they will move forward in their life. So thank you so much for such an inspiring life journey in such a way you have demonstrated. That counts a lot. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. And people call me. They say, "Hey, doc, you're like a cup of healthy coffee for the brain, like a healthy energy drink." And so especially on Monday mornings, by the way, I do what's called TGIM times 7, which means
Mhm.
thank God it's a motivational mindset, momentous, money making, manifesting Monday. And today,
Wow.
my cousin said she had to manhandle her Monday. I said, "Wait a minute, I'm gonna call it now TGIM times 8." That stands for thank God. It's a manifesting, motivational, mindset, momentous, money making, manhandle Monday. Sometimes you got to manhandle that Monday.
Well, Dr. Stan, I prefer to keep the coffee because I think I will have to take a sip for getting the energy. But today, I need not to take any sip of coffee because you are giving a lot of energy for me to host this show, and I'm really grateful to you. So thank you to you too, right?
Yes.
Well, moving to this lovely journey of Kiddos International Latte Show with Dr. Stan. Dr. Stan, now that's the point I wanted to ask you. You seem so happy, you seem so energetic, you seem so successful, and you are successful. But I know for every successful person, there are a lot of hurdles, or some says challenges, some says problem. So I would love to know that what were those challenges in your life that had really made you today? And today, I am interviewing, I'm hosting as you can say the most powerful, the most successful, and the most strong men. So, what were your challenges you had faced,
Well,
and how did you overcome? That's the point. That's the beauty. How did you overcome those challenges?
well, yes. Well, as a matter of fact, one of the things I teach people, I also a 10th degree black belt. And so when I do speak to live audiences, I stack up boards and I write on the front, like for instance, have the word pain, and I demonstrate, I break those 5 boards with my head, demonstrating that I used to run from pain, but then I learned that within my pain is hidden and harnessed power, and I can harness that power to create profits, to profit my life and others, and actually create profit. So pain and adversity, here's what I call Dr. Breakthroughism, aka writer downer. Okay, get ready. And it is this: pain and adversity causes some men and women to break, but it causes others to break records. And the powerful thing is you get to choose. So I chose to become a record breaker and allow my pain to push me. And so I started off, my dad left when I was 3. And by the way, my main message in life overall, and here's another Dr. Breakthroughism, aka writer downer, is every master was once a mess, or at best mediocre. Therefore, every mess or mediocre person can one day be a master. Now, whenever a mess or mediocre person becomes a master, you now have a message that if you market to the masses, you can make millions. And that's my story. So at 3 years of age, Dad left, never came home, never called, never sent mom a dime. At 6 years of age, I was out in the middle of the field playing, and a gang of teenagers came my way. I was so afraid, doctor, I froze in my tracks. And now I teach people, pain or fear, rather, can paralyze you, but you can actually turn fear around and make it propel you, kind of like when you get chased by a dog, right? Like I could outrun Jesse Owens back in the day if a dog's after me, right? Usain Bolt, he's in trouble if a dog's after. So, but at this time I froze. I allowed my fear to paralyze me. And so many people do that today. But again, my body was giving me signals something bad's going to happen. And one of those teenagers, I was just a 6-year-old boy, bam, hit me in the stomach and knocked there. You're trying to breathe. You can't breathe, right? And they started punching all over me. And I'm screaming. I'm this little 6-year-old boy. I'm like, help, mom, anybody, please, somebody help me. And they're beating all over me. One of them picked me up and they slammed me on the ground. And then they started stomping on me like I'm an ant or a roach. And again, I'm crying out. I'm in pain. I'm bleeding from everywhere you can bleed. You would think that was enough. That wasn't enough. These teenagers, again, just a 6-year-old boy, they flipped me over so I'm face up. And while I'm face up, they took a great big old bucket of tar and they poured that on my face. They poured it on my body. Then they took a bunch of feathers. They threw them on me, literally left me there to die out in the middle of the field. But thank God somebody found me, rushed me to the hospital. I got taken care of. And so for a long time, my life was such a mess. I went through sexual abuse and verbal abuse and obviously racial abuse. One of my mom's boyfriends beat me with a steel choker chain for a dog. I've been beat with a fiberglass bow and arrow set. This life was a mess. And I heard, you dumb kid, you'll never amount to be anything. And I believed it. And I even tried to commit suicide on 2 occasions before I was ever 12 years of age. And Doc, I'm so glad I failed. And so I'm telling you, there's somebody out there like me that was in a hopeless situation. But I'm telling you, my friend, suicide has been said is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Your life does have value. If I would have taken my life many, many years ago, oh my goodness, 41 years ago, oh my goodness, 41 years ago more, I wouldn't be able to bless and have spoken to millions of people. I wouldn't be able to bless the people that I blessed today. If I'd have taken my life back when I felt like I was in a hopeless situation, if I'd have taken my life back then, if I'd have thrown in the towel, I would have never lived to speak in all 50 states and 28 countries. I would have never lived to be able to marry the woman of my dreams. As a matter of fact, when I woke up, it wasn't when I dreamed. As a matter of fact, we were on a hot date yesterday, and the lady, I said, ma'am, do you want to know why I'm not ordering dessert? And she said, why? The waitress said, why? I said, because I pointed to my wife. I bought my dessert with me, 100% natural, right? So I got a wonderful life that I live now, and I'm just so grateful. But again, if I'd have taken my life, if I'd have ended it when it was down. So I like to teach people, don't make a major decision when your decision maker is broken, right? And so when you're disappointed and depressed and down and discouraged, that's not the time to make the decision. And so I had to learn again to grow through that. Now, again, for a while, I was like a victim, but then I learned to become a victor. And that's one of the things I talk about in my book, Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed.
Dr. Stan, now I am more perplexed and more mesmerized that I couldn't mute myself. Now, this is the situation opposite a few moments back. And trust me, Dr. Stan, when I was going through your bio, when I was seeing your poster flyer, I was thinking, oh my gosh, what a famous personality. Wow, what a life. Everybody would love to lead the life of Dr. Stan. I was feeling so, I don't have words to describe, but when you have explained about me, your challenges, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, how they had beaten you, I don't have words. And how you stood up, and now you're a great coach, you're a black belter. I say only one thing: there is no gain without pain. And trust me, mark my words and mind my just words. Circumstances in life or some painful situations in life, when we are thinking this is the end of the life, Trust me, this is the new beginning of your life. And I'm sure if those pains would not have happened in your life, Dr. Stan, then today you are not Dr. Breakthrough. And now I know what's the meaning of AKA Dr. Breakthrough, because I was so confused. What exactly is Dr. Breakthrough? Why the word break? And now you have revealed the world today that whatever happens in your life, no matter whatever happens, you have to move forward in life with your great zeal, zest, and you have to maintain the happiness of your heart, because only you can change yourself, nobody else. So, a big shout out for Dr. Stan, and I really, really appreciate you, respect you, much gratitude to you for such vigor, for such strength, and for such motivational levels. I mean, you have charged everyone. I'm sure people who are watching this show and who will be watching this video later, they are going to say only one thing in life: never ever give up, because we have Dr. Stan and he is a wonderful person. So, a great round of applause for you. And I'm so happy to host you today. It's my great privilege and honor, Dr. Stan.
Well, thank you. It's my privilege to be here. And by the way, I just want to say one of the things I teach, again, it's another Dr. Breakthroughism, AKA writer downer. Sometimes it only takes one person, just one decision or one action to change your life forever. And what I did realize is I am that person. I must decide. I must take action. And so when I took personal responsibility, the word responsibility means respond with ability. As a matter of fact, every day now I say to myself, I don't know about you, but Murphy's Law, I couldn't stand Murphy's Law, and I didn't like the result. So I wrote my own law, Dr. Breakthrough's Law. Can I give you Dr. Breakthrough's Law? So I say it every day to myself. Everything good that can happen will happen, and it will happen at the best possible time. Now, here's the most important part: even if I don't recognize it at that time. So you see what I'm saying? So a lot of the quote unquote bad things in my life, when you mix everything together and you respond properly, now, like the greatest book ever written says, and we know that all things work together for good. They may not be good, but they work together for good to those that love God, to those who are called. So when you realize you got a higher purpose in life, and when I realize it, those teenagers see hurt people who have never been healed, hurt people. But hurt people who have been healed now can help and empower people. And so I decided that's what I wanted to be in life. And as a matter of fact, I was speaking 25 years ago at Howard University, me and Dr. Willie Jolly, who, by the way, just voted to top speaker with National NASA, whatever it's called, National Speakers Association. But anyway, he just won the highest award. But back then, he wasn't even Dr. Willie Jolly. I was Dr. Stan, but he was Willie Jolly. But anyway, we were speaking together, and he said to me, he said, Doc, he said, now I know you got a Doctor of Divinity and PhD in martial arts and a few credits away from Doctor of Naturopath, which is all about helping the body get healthy without medication. He said, but branding's everything. He said, man, I watch you. He said, first of all, when I talk to you, you seem to have more breakthroughs than anybody I've ever talked to. He said, and you explain it better than anybody I know. And he said, and you help your audiences. He said, but when you take those boards and bricks and you write things on them like fear and procrastination and you break through them, he said, I mean, it's like a person that goes to a doctor and the doctor writes a prescription and they get better. You're the guy when somebody needs a breakthrough. You have the prescription. You should be called Dr. Breakthrough. That should be your branding. And I looked at him, I said, thank you so much for your kind words. I'm not sure that's all the way true, but I promise you, I will live the rest of my life to make sure it is. And it stuck. But then I got to thinking, everybody in life, we all have to, we either going to break down, break back, break away, or break through. And I just decided to break through. And everybody, I teach them, if you look at people you respect and admire, there's one little teeny difference. It's not that much. I know it seems like to you, but there's one little teeny difference, and that is this: they have had more breakthroughs than you. So I just learned to get busy and start breaking through, right? And so I love teaching people. I love empowering people to break through the barriers, to break through the hurdles, because any barrier that God did not set was made to be broken. As a matter of fact, I tell people, You want to learn your limitations. You know why? Because you need to know what you need to break through. And I want to break through all my limitations. So if you have a moment, I'd love to tell you a quick story of how I got started in the martial arts. If you got a moment.
Yes, sure. Why not? Great
So
point.
so back, again, years and years ago, like many decades, I was frustrated. I was like, man, I'm gonna learn how to protect myself so I can't get beat up anymore. And by the way, I used to get chased home almost every day, bullied. And I was like, man, it's just, I'm tired. I had what I call a Popeye moment. I've stands all I can stand, and I can't stand no more. Right. I was like, no more, no more. And all of a sudden, my mom won a free month of karate lessons. And by the way, I jokingly tell people my three main mentors in life were Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee, and my mommy, all the Lees. But anyway, so she won this free month of karate, and I went with her, and they were kicking and chopping and screaming and hollering. Now I've got four brothers, and none of them I was the only one that went and watched. And her free month ran out, and she started paying money. I mean, free is good, but when you're serious, you're willing to invest, right? And she started paying every month, and she got better and better until one day she got too good. Now, what does too good mean? One day, her and her boyfriend got in a fight, and she knocked him out cold with a side snap kick to the jaw. When I saw my 5-foot mom knock out a 6-foot guy, I looked at as a matter of fact, the guy's laying on the ground, looked at my brother Ronald Lonnie, looked down and said, man, whatever you do, don't mess with my mama. My mama's bad, man. My mama's bad. But it dawned on me, if the martial arts could do that for my mother, this is going to be my ticket. So I gave it everything I had. I would work out 4 hours every day. And make a long story short, I eventually became the champion. And now there's a little less than 200 of us that are a 10th degree black belt and the grandmaster, and I happen to be one. So I always tell people your breakthrough comes faster when your mentor is a minister and a black belt grandmaster. And so I got to tell you something, and that is that mentors are the easiest, fastest, most reliable way of doing any skill, of mastering any skill. It was Socrates that mentored Plato, and then Plato mentored Aristotle. It was Aristotle that mentored Alexander the Great. And it was a guy named Dr. Benjamin Mays that mentored a guy who became known as Dr. Martin Luther King. And of course, Dr. King has mentored millions. William E. Bailey mentored a guy named Les Brown, and Les Brown one time spoke to over 80,000 people at Atlanta, Georgia Dome. William E. Bailey also mentored Jim Rohn in the early days, and Jim Rohn mentored millions. And he mentored this young guy named Tony Robbins, who mentored tens of millions. So I could go on and on and on. In the Bible, Moses mentored Joshua, and Joshua mentored the 3 million Israelites. Elijah mentored Elisha, and Elisha mentored this widow woman that lost her husband and was about to lose her children. And she started the first home-based business ever and was able to pay off her debt and live the rest of her life off the profits. And then in the New Testament, Paul was mentored by Ananias and Sapphira, and then he mentored young Timothy, and Jesus mentored the disciples. Here's the greatest part. He said this, the works that I do shall you do also, and greater works, meaning the mentee cannot just do what the mentor has done, but the mentee can double what the mentor has done. So I like to tell people, listen, you need to be a mentee in the training, understanding that you can actually double what your mentor has done. That's powerful. And by the way, that's one of the things I love about what you all are doing here, because you're exposing people to other folks. And not only that, you have a commitment to raising the consciousness, to raising people, helping them to be a better version of themselves. And you're bringing other people with their life stories and things that they can teach and proclaim that can help lift all humanity. So again, I say thank you and kudos to this international latte show. Matter of fact, have a drink on the house. And by the way, I actually
Kudos coffee, Kudos coffee.
Hey, by the way, I need one of those mugs. Right now I got my Dr. Stan and Nadia mug. But by the way, I hope I drink a healthy coffee. And this healthy coffee, by the way, is a company has a membership. And I actually lost weight. It helps you with mental clarity and focus, and it's actually healthy for you. And as a matter of fact, I want to actually purchase a membership for you. I want to send you some of this coffee, and on your latte show, I want to bless you with that. So make sure I get your information. And one more thing, I want everybody take this as an assignment. I want you to text this number 717-275-3508. Again, 717-275-3508. Actually, no, I want you to call that. That's my 24/7 breakthrough line. Now, Dr. Super, I got the idea because one time I answered my phone, and this lady said, "Oh no, Dr. Breakthrough, please hang up. We're going to call back." I have a friend that was discouraged, and I told her, if she just hears your voice message, it'll make the rest of her day. So hang up. We're going to call back. Don't answer so we can listen to the message. And I had one guy text me saying, "Hey, I'm going to call 3 times in a row. Please don't answer. I'm trying to write down all that stuff that you say." And so one day it dawned on me, wait a minute, I just might as well have people call. So I have people that call that number, 717-275-3508. I had one guy that said, "Man, I'm going to call that every day for the rest of this week." And he said it made his week. And so that'll be a blessing to you. But I also want to, again, send me a text. I'd love to mentor people. I've got a free, what's called a daily attitude adjuster. I want to make sure I send it to you as well, but it's a daily attitude adjuster. I'm going to just give you a little piece of it, and you'll see, because this is, one of my friends one time said to me, "Doc, I thought you didn't have any problems as happy as you are." And he said, "Now that I get to know you," he's like, "all the problems you have, I don't even understand how you even smile." And I said to him, I said, "Listen, I have problems, but problems don't have me, because I also have faith, and my faith has me." And my acronym for faith, FAITH, fully anticipating it to happen. So I'm always looking forward to accomplishing greater, bigger things. And my motto for this year is more breakthroughs than ever before in 2024. So my wife, my ABCD, adorable brown caramel delight, she's always telling me, "Baby, just breathe." So let me go ahead and breathe and let you talk.
This is so wonderful, Dr. Stan. I really, really appreciate you. The way you have narrated your challenges, your inspiring journey, and about your work, which is still to be explored. So I only appreciate you. I only congratulate you, the work which you are doing, and the way the stamina doubles the speed, and that gives the positive ambience to the world. So hats off to you for this loveliest question, loveliest answer. That's what, great one.
Well, thank you.
Moving
Let me,
to this
I forgot to give that just a little bit of the daily attitude adjustment.
Yeah.
I say it every day. I'll just give you part of it. Wow, what a great day to be alive. I feel dynamite. I like me. I accept me. I love me. I'm going to have a super fantastic day today because I'm too blessed to be depressed. I'm too blessed to be stressed, too glad to be sad, too anointed to be disappointed. I'm too elated to be agitated. I'm too legit to quit, too grounded to be confounded, too grateful to be hateful, too gifted to be restricted, too good to be withstood, and too saved not to be getting paid. Circumstances are aligning themselves in my favor. I am healthy, physically fit, and intellectually equipped. I have wisdom far beyond my years. I'm an extraordinary person with incredible abilities that I will use to add value to others' lives. Because I know as I help others reach their dreams, I will automatically reach my own. I anticipate meeting the person today who are willing to use their power, wealth, and influence to help me achieve my dreams. All day long, people will go out of their way to bless me. Today, I will add great value to someone's life. I will show compassion to those in need. I will give strength to the weak and inspiration to the weary. Someone needs what I have to offer, and I gladly make myself available. Anyway, that's my daily attitude. That's part of it. And I want to send it again. If you text me 717-275-3508, I'll send it to you. Or I've got a website called The Internet Mentor, theinternetmentor.com, and you'll see it on there free. And also have a free webinar on the art of selling without selling, how to sell without selling yourself. And that's all about selling concepts, because guess what? I sell myself every day on I can have a great day and make it a great day on purpose and by design. And your show helps people do that.
Awesome. This is great one. And I am thinking only one thing, Dr. Stan, that this show was will and will be a super awesome because you have charged everyone. And with this powerful charge, now I would love to invite the crafter, the founder, the CEO of Kudos International, who has made everyone's dreams possible and true. So here is the founder and CEO of Kudos International. We are the Miracles, Matt Allen.
Hello. I need to, first of all, I apologize if I get your name wrong, because I understand from all of what you said, you're a very dangerous man if you're upset. So, Dr. Stan, Dr. Breakthrough.
Yes,
I think
sir.
that I got that right. So I'm safe so far. What a wonderful privilege. I am forever coming on my own show, Supriya's show, and saying to people how wonderful it is, how inspiring their stories are, and how wonderful their message is that's going to impact people's lives, not just on this show, but just going forwards and all that you've been so far. It's really just surprising to me how wonderful people are. And you talk about breakthroughs, I talk about miracles, and they're basically the same thing. Whatever that thing is, however small it seems to us or however big it seems to somebody, once that you've broken through or you've made that miracle happen, whether it's chopping a piece of wood in half with your face or whatever it is that you do, or getting up out of bed just to be able to go and use the toilet, or just to be able to switch the light on or off in the bedroom from where you're laying in your bed, whatever the case may be, that breakthrough, that miracle, that thing that enables people to realize they are the miracle and we are the solutions to the problems that we face in our world and in our lives and beyond. And just listening to you, I've not had the privilege of being here right from the moment that you arrived, but I joined fairly soon afterwards. And it's just wonderful to hear you. And I'd love to recommend that everybody phones your number. Hopefully you're not going to get bombarded by people doing that, but to listen to that message, I haven't listened to it, but I've listened to what you said so far. And really that is very inspirational and hopefully makes a difference to everybody's life. Even if it just makes a difference to one life, that's the most important thing. But if it makes a difference to many people, let's spread the word. Let's get that out there to the world that we need change. And that change starts with us. And that change is then unstoppable because each and every one of us is the solution to all of our problems and the miracles that we need. So, like I say to everybody, it's a privilege to have you on the show, but thank you.
Well, Matt, first of all, let me thank you. Let me thank you again for being the founder, for having the vision and taking action. See, so many people have dreams, but they don't take their dreams and make it into reality. And by the way, my acronym for DREAM is Divinely Revealed Event Awaiting Manifestation. And when you put the word S on the end, dreams, divinely revealed events awaiting manifestation supernaturally. But the supernatural part, I tell people, God can do what we can't do, but he won't do it until after we do what we can do. Come on now. So all these people talk about they waiting on God. No, he's waiting on you. Get busy, right? And you got busy. You did something. You created something. You created a platform that people can come and tell their story because like you said, we are the miracle. Think about this. I talk about my book, Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed. We were one of 40 million sperm cells. You beat everybody else. You came in first place. So you're a miracle. You're what I call a breakthrough master. Breakthrough DNA is already on the inside of you. Your second breakthrough was when you actually broke through the birth canal. You were born. So you may not be aware of it, but you, my friend, are a miracle. You have been ordained by God to be a breakthrough master. And so you can break through, create miracles, which, by the way, every day, like for instance, before I even get out of bed, I counted today, as of today, Matt and Dr. Supriya, it is my 23,103rd day on God's wake-up list. Now, wait a minute. They tell me almost 150,000 people didn't make it since yesterday. So you and I are miracles. We made it. Also, the average person takes about 20,000 breaths. Now, I didn't understand the the power and severity of this until I almost died with COVID a couple of years ago, and was in the hospital. I had to be rushed to the hospital with an ambulance. It was there 11 days, but finally it got me off the machines, everything. I'm finally back. But here's the thing, though. I found out the average person would breathe approximately 20,000 breaths per day. So I went back, counted, started tracking my breaths. So I said this morning, thank you also. And you're talking about a miracle. I've had approximately now 461,600,000 free breaths. Each one of those is a gift. And it's a miracle. I mean, I didn't have to, like when I was on the machine, the machine was helping me. Now I get to breathe on my own. It's automatic. I'm like, so if we just stop and realize what miracles we are. By the way, if you ever want to see a miracle, look in the mirror.
I said that to a dear friend of mine a few weeks ago. I've got a bit of catching up to do on you, because like so far I've counted 4 breaths today. I'm going to run out of fingers very soon, though. Like I said, I need to figure out a new system for doing that. So one of the wonderful things about being alive is that we can help other people to stay alive. Yes. You talked about some things today that help people beyond what we can imagine, beyond what most people see as the answer to their problem in terms of health that comes not necessarily through medicine, for example, amongst other things. We need to change the way of the world, because the old ways, the ways that we've been following for thousands and millennia of years, have not resulted in the true solutions, the true miracles, the true breakthroughs that we actually possess within us and have the ability to bring to people and to each other. And those miracles, like we've all been saying all the way through, come from ourselves and from each other and our unity together. Just look at the power that's been expressed in this room today between you and Supriya, and a little bit of me with my 4 breaths that I've managed to take so far. You think about the power that is withheld in just those breaths. You think about what's possible if we enable people to live healthier lives, where they can live longer and contribute more to society because they are living longer and healthier lives, and what we can all achieve if we put our powers to the grindstone, if we bring ourselves together to work together to achieve greatness and beyond. Wow. Let's have a chat outside of here. I'd love to find out some more about you and tell you a little bit more about what we do.
Okay. Can I squeeze a quick little story in, though? That
you go for it, my bride. Yep.
Listen, so again, I got so excited in life, and I'm also a minister of the gospel, and I got out of balance where I was traveling 320 days a year, right? And sometimes I would speak 4 and 5 times a day. And usually when I speak, I'm stacking up 22 inches of bricks and breaking them. Sometimes I break them on fire, and I'm doing sometimes my audiences, I lay on the razor sharp bed of nails, and I put 150 pounds of bricks on my stomach, and guy takes a sledgehammer, breaks it off. So then when I jump up to speak, they were like, anything you say, man. Yes. But what I'm saying, but I didn't know how to say no. And all my life I heard black men were lazy. I heard preachers were lazy. I'm like, well, I'm black and I'm a preacher. I'm like, oh man, I got to prove I'm not lazy. Right. And so you're not really tuned into the voice of God when you're doing that. And so I'm trying to prove it. I'm doing all this. And my wife kept trying to tell me, just slow down. But I was like this type A driven, got to prove it. And finally, one day I collapsed because, by the way, I was living off 4 hours sleep, traveling 320 days a year. I did that for about 18 years before it finally caught up with me. By the way, back then I had a perfect V cut and everything, right? So I realized then that health is not always just based on how you look. It's also on the internals, right? Yeah. And so what happened, they broke it down to me. I collapsed. I woke up with a doctor, looked at me, didn't know where I was, if I was, who I was 36 years of age at the time. And I couldn't even, the week before I'm putting my hand through 22 inches of cement block on fire. The next week, I can't even get out of bed by myself. That got my attention, right? And so I heard this guy talk about something called the Hallelujah Diet. And he started talking about eating raw fruits and vegetables. I'm thinking, I never ate anything but meat. I was like, are you kidding? I hate vegetables. You know what I mean? And but nothing else was working. So I said, well, let me just give it a try. I'm a martial artist. I believe in discipline. I believe in challenges. I'm like, well, let me challenge myself. Let me try it for 10 days, right? And so I gave it a 10-day try, and he talked about taking this barley stuff. I mean, it was the nastiest green grass tasting stuff. But Matt and Dr. Supriya, it worked. I was like, whoa. And so I just continued on that. And as a matter of fact, I mean, hey, what people do, that's their business. But what I'm saying is, so it gave me a second chance. And so now I understand. And I feel like it'd be wrong for me not to teach people about health and so forth and help them. So I tell people, listen, if you ignore your health, and listen, I was doing great stuff, helping a lot of people. But if you ignore your health, it will go away and take your money and perhaps your honey with it. So I tell people, you got to take care of that. And so that, again, that's why I go on a breakthrough walk every day. And again, I think about positive things, right? And I quote stuff, positive stuff. And then what I do, I plant good seeds in my body, right? Like I found that, like this green stuff I take now, I get it for only $18. I was buying it for $40-something 36 years ago. And I found another company now, 100% organic. And so I call this Batman and Robin. So this one is the reds with all your, I mean, I was going to Walmart taking super beets, like $40-something. And so now so anyway, I just teach people, just do simple little things you can do and plant good seeds. If you can't bring a good harvest if you don't plant good seeds. And it's like your car. If the alarm comes on or the thing says maintenance needed, or let's say your engine light comes on, you don't take a hammer, bam, bust it out, say I'm not. No. But that's what we do with our body gives us symptoms. And sad to say, sometimes a lot of doctors just tell people about treating symptoms instead of teaching you to be responsible and what you can do. Because like you said, this body is a miracle. It will heal itself if it has the right nutrients. And so I always tell people, no products heal anybody. They just give the body what the body needs so the body can do what God designed it to do. And one of the things I say every day is this: I thank you, Lord, that the rejuvenating, revitalizing, your power flows through my veins like a mighty river, vitalizing, transforming, and restoring every atom of my being so that every cell submits and dances to the rhythm of the resurrected Christ. Thank you that I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise. See, you say that to yourself every day because you hear it. And when you hear it, and so instead of me saying stuff like, oh, I'm no good. No. I used to do that. Back when my life was toxic and back when I was believing all the negativity that people were putting on me. And then it dawned on me, I'm going to plant some good seeds. So planting good seeds is not just putting great things in your body, it's putting great things in your mind. And you, Matt, and Dr. Supriya, you created a platform and you're doing things that give people a practical way of depositing good seeds. See, I have a message and I know my message can change the world, but if they can't hear me, if there's no platform like this, what good is it? So again, I thank you. And again, I like to say this and I'm done. 1 + 1 is 2. That's cooperation. But 1 and 1 is 11. That's collaboration. So I say addition is good, but multiplication is 10 times better. So I'm always looking for ways to collaborate with powerful people like you, because we could do more together than any one of us can do individually. Now, wait a minute, Dr. Supriya, she might be able to beat us all, but all of us together, though. I just love that name.
She's going to attack you first. Yeah. I'm stood behind you. You get beaten by. I've seen what she's done to her sister. Like, yeah, I'm going to stand behind you. You're obviously bigger than me.
This is really great.
So let me give folks a Dr. Breakthroughism, aka writer downer, about basically what your platform does and what you are all about from what I can see and what I've experienced. And that is this. One of our greatest desires is to connect with someone or a group of someones who can empower us to be, to do, and to have what we secretly know we can become and achieve. See, I know something about every last one of you out there. See, you may not have all the accolades. Every last one of you out there, there's something on the inside that says, but I want to be more. I want to do more. I want to have more. There's something that beats in the heart of every man, every woman, every child. You know, it's like a bird. A bird flies as high as it can. A fish swims as much as it can. And God made you and I. But guess what, my friend? But like I showed earlier, where's my illustration? Right? That flame, remember the flame? You're like, but I don't have a flame. And that's why I'm coming along and this show comes along that Matt created. And we just Boom.
Magic.
Awesome.
Miracle breakthrough.
Awesome demonstration.
Breakthrough,
Exactly.
miracle,
Supriya?
miracle, breakthrough. We love them all.
Exactly. Supriya,
Exactly.
unfortunately, it's come time to say goodbye to Dr. Stan, but I am
Oh
sure we are
no.
going to see
We gotta
Dr. Stan
go.
again, whether it's here or somewhere else.
No, this
Dr.
is
Stan,
just the
you have
starting
no
of the
idea.
collaborations and success.
Yeah, you have no idea, not just the collaboration or the multiplication that is going to happen between you and I. You have no idea about the things that you said that we hold in common, that potentially you realize the future of the very people that we hope to inspire, the very people that we desire to have amongst us for a long, long time, for all future, and for the impact in the world that we all, not just the three of us, but like you said, the people out there who want to have healthier, wealthier, happier, much more beneficial lives that contribute not just to them and their loved ones or their community, but to everybody else. And not just for today, tomorrow, or for 50 years' time, but for all time. Because people are the solution. And that solution will last forever when we realize that we have the miracle within us and we bring that
Oh,
together. So thank you
awesome.
very much for your appearance on our show today. And let me tell you, you're going to be back, whether on here or somewhere else. You are going to be back and we're going to be sat opposite each other like this, my friend. It has been a pleasure and wonderful to listen to you. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you again. Appreciate it. And here's a question I ask the audiences, and that is this. Folks out there with question, would you like to be healthier, wealthier, wiser, or all three? Now, if your answer was all three, I've got another question. Would you like to get all three sooner or later? If you said sooner, here's my last question. How soon is soon to you? If you said right now, you better get a hold of Matt, you better get a hold of Dr. Supriya, you better get a hold of me, send me a text, by the way, 717-275-3508, and tell everybody about this show. They need to know they are a miracle. And my friend, and more miracles and breakthroughs are about to happen. So get ready, get ready, get ready.
I've got one question that I ask everybody. What are you prepared to do to make miracles happen? Because I'll tell you what I'm prepared to do. Absolutely everything.
Yes, sir.
Awesome one. Well,
Supriya, say goodbye.
yes. Dr.
Wait a minute, I
Stan,
got to get one of those
listening
mugs.
to-
I need one. I
Well,
don't
I
have
have
the.
the mug. I still have the
Oh,
coffee.
you got to be on 5 shows to get the mug. That's the new rule.
Well, all right,
Exactly.
I have to go study some more and find out some more stuff to say, and I'll be back. No, I got more. Thank you
But
again.
trust me, this show is supercharged, super amazing, because not because of the life journey, because the way Dr. Stan has made everything possible and everything so vibrant, I was about to sleep before an hour and I was feeling so dozy, after the afternoon and after a hectic schedule. But when I started hosting, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't need a sip of coffee. I don't need nothing. And let's move on. And that's why I just requested Matt to come on the show and meet Dr. Stan. So, Dr. Stan, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure for us to meet you. And about your life journey, I will say only one thing, that everybody should take a motivational level of energy, the way you're having, the skills you're having, and we really just respect you and just say a great namaste to you from India. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for loving us, for cheering us. Stay happy, hale and hearty. Bye-bye for now.